Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your boy Karago, and let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, the Asian community killed affirmative action. Now, I know a lot of people are going to want to jump on your boy Karago, and I know y'all are saying, hold up, Karago. It wasn't the Asian community. It was some guy named, let me see here, Edward Bloom that killed affirmative action. And Edward Bloom, who's a white supremacist, who's with white supremacy, he used the Asian community as a pawn to get rid of affirmative action to try to hurt black Americans. Get the hell out of here with that BS. I know for a fact that Asians have this mentality in their homeland. When Asians see competition, they try to stomp out that competition by any means necessary in their homeland. But the problem is the Asians over here in America, the Asian Americans, went after the wrong group. You see, black Americans, American descendants of chattel slavery, are not in competition with the Asian Americans. Not over here. The Asian Americans have more wealth than black Americans by over a mile. Hell, they got more wealth than white Americans over here in America. That's crazy. But yet the Asian Americans tried to hurt the black community by getting rid of affirmative action. Well, I'm here to give the Asian American community some bad news. Affirmative action didn't help us. As a matter of fact, the Asian community did us a favor. Thank you, Asian community, for getting rid of affirmative action for us. Because now, the Asian community has justified lineage-based reparations by affirmative action getting struck down. That's letting America know that race-based legislation, etc., will be struck down by the Supreme Court. Now, we know that the Supreme Court is doing that because the Supreme Court is, in my opinion, paid by white supremacy. That's right. The majority of our Supreme Court justices that's on the bench, they are getting paid to strike down race-based policies. But the reason they're doing this is to try to, I believe, they're trying to stop our reparations push. But that ain't working. But let me get back to the subject at hand. The reason I say that the Asian community killed affirmative action is because the Asian community didn't stop this Asian male that filed this lawsuit against Harvard. This discrimination lawsuit against Harvard. That's right, an Asian male that did not get into Harvard teamed up with Edward Bloom. If you don't know, Edward Bloom is a 71-year-old supposed legal activist that has been trying to kill affirmative action for years. And now the Supreme Court decided, yeah, we're going to allow you to kill affirmative action. So the Supreme Court struck it down. That's cool with me, though, because, again, affirmative action never benefited black Americans. Everybody knows that affirmative action overwhelmingly benefited white women. So the group, American Descendants of Chattel Slavery, the group that affirmative action was made for, it did not benefit them. And another thing, too, I want to thank the Asian community, because I know that as a community, that means the majority of the Asian community agreed with this Asian male in Edward Bloom. They agreed that affirmative action should be struck down in order to try to harm the black community. I mean, let's be real. Come on now. But we all know that backfired. Now, here's the amazing part. This Asian male and Edward Bloom, or as the Asian community would say, the white supremacists used this Asian male in the Asian community to strike down affirmative action. It don't matter. Where was the Asian community when this Asian male and Edward Bloom, where were the Asian community when they were going to court? Where were they when this first started? I guess I should say. Why didn't the Asian community check this Asian male? Why didn't the Asian community put an end to this? Why didn't the Asian community, I didn't say individuals, I said Asian community. How come they didn't stomp this out before it got to this point? Now, after affirmative action has got struck down, when it comes to college admissions, now that it has been struck down, now I'm hearing that the Asian community is complaining about discrimination in the tech industry. But here's the best part about the tech industry. The Asian community can't blame the black community, because the black community only makes up like 1% of the tech community. And we make up only 1% because it's not that we're not smart. It's not because we're not educated to be in the tech industry. It's because the white supremacy, this racist country, the USA, is keeping us out of those fields. That's why. But the Asian community wanted to strike down affirmative action. It's going to be a very interesting ride the next couple of years, because I guarantee you the Asian community is about to get their wake-up call. And when they get it, boy, oh boy, are they going to get it. And they're going to be shocked. But you know what? That's the price you pay when you team up with the white supremacists, instead of teaming up with the team that has been fighting white supremacy since slavery in America. But you know what? This is a good thing for the black community, specifically American Descendants of Chattel Slavery. Because again, This is lineage based. This justifies lineage based reparations, and it puts an end to this talk of race based reparations. So, this is a double-edged sword for the black community. Now, I know a lot of you out there saying, Carrot, what the hell you mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. One, this benefits us because now lineage-based reparations is justified. And since the Supreme Court has said that you can't use race-based policies anymore in America, they can't strike down lineage-based reparations. It's justified. Hell, it's only a matter of time before we get reparations up in there. But at the same time, for us, it shows us that the Asian community as a whole, not individuals, but as a whole, the Asian American community never had our back. And I'm perfectly fine with that because, as we've said before, we have no friends in this fight. We have no friends in America. It's always been just us. So my message to the Asian community is it's time to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Oh, and it amazes me, though, that the Asian community was treated just like the black community. Years ago, the Asians were getting hung by white people. The Asians were getting mistreated by white people in America. And for some reason, the Asian community forgot about that. Instead of teaming up with the black community, they decided to go to their oppressors, who were once their oppressors. Well, you know what? That's perfectly fine with me. Because, like myself and many others have said, at least we know who's with us and who's against us. In the Asian community as a whole, not individuals, but as a whole, is not on team Black America. They are on team white supremacists. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your boy Carrot Gold. Thank you for listening.